That's a good brim.
I went out a couple of times this week. As much as I enjoy the challenge of catching big, wary brim downstream, I think if you're after consistent brim fishing, your best bet is to fish structure upstream of the city. The first of the 2 sessions was a social fish during the recent storm we had, so it was a case of finding a spot out of the wind. It was almost low tide, so hitting up a bridge was the logical choice. I was using a grub from the new Rapala Crush City range on a 1/16th jig head. This chunky brim was lurking by the pylon, hoping to feed on baitfish swept his way by the current.
Look how fat that fish is. Look at his belly.
Funny enough, the fish wasn't the only thing lurking behind the pylons hoping for a feed.
I think it's too small, huh?
No, too high.
Too small?
Yeah, ngâm.
That's too small. That was 24.
No.
No, you...
No.
I want to put it back now.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, my friend.
To be fair, the brim actually was 25 centimeters, but I think I've given enough fish away for a while. After being bitten off by a decent tailor, we hit the flats hoping to find some stragglers.
Is that a fish? Yeah. What? Yeah. It's fighting weird. What? Oh, that's why. It's a flathead. There you go. Maybe 35.
I actually don't fish up this way very often at all, so I was keen to explore some new spots. We headed 5 minutes up the road to a spot actually recommended to me by a couple of my subscribers.
I can see where these sunnies on.
Like there?
You're right over.
Brim.
Yep, you got it. Straight onto the spool.
Tiny.
After sight casting a few small brim, we made our way around to the most likely
It's a
looking
fish.
spot. You can often pick up brim on the flats past the city,
That's a 1/8.
but if you're after a better class of fish, I think your best bet is to focus on structure with a bit of depth, especially at low tide.
Straight on it.
Yeah. Not bad, but not big. Oh, it's okay. Might be legal. 25. Oh, he's pretty decent. Actually, that's better than I thought. Yeah.
I had somewhere to be, so I came back a couple of days later. The tide was even lower, so again I figured a bridge would probably be the place to be. Not only do bridges generally mean deeper water, and often hold mussels on their pylons, but the current lines created by the bridge can often attract fish as well, especially when there's a bit of tidal flow.
Whoa, whoa.
Despite the strong wind pushing the other way, the current was actually pushing my plastic under the bridge where the fish were holding. But this made it a little bit of a challenge to get the fish around the pylons after hooking up.
That's a decent brim. Not bad. These fish are so healthy. I guess you don't really think about it in places like this, where there's needles and whatnot. But these fish are much healthier than their downstream buddies. They're much fatter. Another nice little fish, probably high 20s. They're so chunky around here. Anyway, enough fat shaming. Not as big as I thought.
On that day, I was using a 65mm squidgy prawn. Especially with social media marketing the way it is, I think a lot of people get carried away with their exact choice of plastic. The difference between the new, much talked about Rapala Crush Cities and the often overlooked squidgy prawns is pretty insignificant in comparison to other factors, like actually finding fish to show the plastics to. As long as you're using a suitably sized lure, something like 2 to 3 inches, your choice of brand of grubs is far less important than the jig head you actually rig it on, and making sure the plastic is rigged as straight as possible. Of course, choice of lure matters, but I think a lot of people's focus on the intricacies and trends that come and go in the industry can detract from the numerous other factors that make for consistent success. After all, a good lure is only good in the hands of someone who knows where to put it and how to work it. I caught probably another dozen bream between 20 and 30 centimeters in quite a short period, but after watching a few I won't bore you with showing every fight. In places like this, if you're doing everything right, it's only a matter of time before a bigger one comes along. Unfortunately, on that day, it wasn't to be, and after losing what I presume was a good tailer, I had to head home.
What?
If you enjoyed this video and want to watch more like it, don't forget to subscribe.